Hello, students. Welcome back in your online classes. I hope you all are perfectly fine at your home. Uh, this time, we will start your new chapter all about clause. Before we start about your new chapter clause, I think in your previous classes also you have heard about clause, phrase like this. So you're already aware that clauses or phrases, these are group of words which gives us meaning. But now it depends that sometime it gives us complete meaning, sometime just a group of words gives you incomplete meaning, whereas the meaning is dependent on the another half of the sentence. So let's just quickly revise once again that what is a clause according to you so far. That when we talk about clause, students, clause is a group of words. Moreover, it has subject and verb combination in your sentence. You will always find a subject and verb if it is a clause. Now, the most important thing, it has a complete meaning by itself. Remember that in a clause, these three things are always necessary. It means it should be along with the group of words, it should have subject and verb combination, it must have a complete meaning by itself. For example, if you see this sentence, he plays cricket regularly. Do you think that it's a complete sentence? He is our subject, verb is plays, and what meaning you are getting? That you are getting the information about he, that he plays cricket regularly. So you are getting the complete meaning also? Absolutely right. So it becomes our complete sentence and we can call it as a clause. So now when you read about clause, what else you have to read in your chapter about clause? Basically, clauses are depend it is actually segregated into two parts. One is your independent, another is your dependent. I believe that it's clear to you with the name only. Independent, which is where the subject verb is already there and the meaning is already understood with the help of clause only. It's totally independent. There is no need for any other sentences to get the meaning. For example, when you see you may sit, it has a complete meaning. You is your subject, may sit, may working as a modal auxiliary, so sit is our main verb. You may sit, it has the complete meaning. You just cross check, it is a group of words? Yes. It has subject and verb? Yes. Is it able to give you the complete meaning? Yes. So this kind of clauses, as it is a complete sentence it by itself and it doesn't need any other clause for its existence, it becomes our independent clause. Hope you have understood. So let's see the example that how dependent is different from independent. In your dependent sentences, subject and verb combination can be there. It is quite possible that subject is also there, verb is also there, but you will not get the complete thought. It means the meaning is not clear. In your dependent clause, the meaning of the sentence is always dependent on the dependent or independent clause. It means it always need another part of a sentence. For example, wherever you like, you is our subject, like is our verb. You is at the place of subject, like is at the place of verb. So you can see it has a subject and verb combination. Yes. Is it a group of words? Yes. But are you able to get the complete meaning? No. So all the three qualities are not into this clause. So it becomes our dependent clause. Or how we can complete it? We can complete it by adding the first one. You may sit wherever you like. Now you got the full meaning that wherever you like is actually indicating for you may sit. Now the sentence becomes your complete sentence. So in this kind of sentences, you will find that these are called dependent clause. And for your for your help, I'll tell you that dependent clauses are mostly connected or joined with your independent clause with the help of some subordinating conjunctions like that. For example, you can see wherever here, that, or sometime who, whom, whose, like this, and sometime it can come in the beginning of your sentence also. So you just simply have to remind back that the meaning is not clear. the subject and verb combination can be there, and you will get the group of words. But the most important thing, the meaning is not complete. So let's see more things about your dependent and independent clauses, because your dependent clauses are divided into three parts. Your dependent clause can work sometime as a noun clause, sometime as an adjective clause, and sometime as an adverb clause also. Remember students that independent clause, as it's a totally independent clause, it doesn't need any other clause to be completed or something. So we are not going to divide independent clause, but as your dependent clause are not completed one, so that is the reason these clauses divided into three parts: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Let's see some examples. When you talk about noun clause, remember students, whatever the clause you will read, it means your dependent clause is actually giving you the information, or it work as that particular clause. Either it can be noun, adjective, or adverb. For example, when you see this example, I fear that I will fail. I fear that I will fail. Here I is at the place of noun, and with the help of verb, fear is the verb, that I will fail. Now again, who is actually getting fail? I. So this whole sentence is all about this noun. So that I will fail is indicating, or is totally dependent for I. That is the reason it becomes as our noun clause. That you have come. That you have come for what? You have come for pleases me. Pleases me. Pleases, it means that to make someone happy, right? So who is getting actually happy? Me is getting happy. So that is the reason this clause becomes your noun clause. You will see more examples in your book also, then it will be more clear to you. Now let's see some more information about your adjective clause. Again, it is a group of words, it has a subject and verb, but it describes, as we have read in your previous one, that describes noun and it describes adjective. The umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. Now if you will check carefully, the umbrella, it is our subject only, which has a broken handle. Broken is our verb, handle is again becomes our subject, is mine. Now this whole statement, which has a broken handle, it is actually giving you the more knowledge about whom? About mine or umbrella? Very good. It gives you more information about umbrella, as umbrella is our noun. When you get more information or quality about a noun, it becomes our adjective. Very good. He met a girl whose eyes were blue. Now whose eyes were blue? He or girl? It is all about girl, and girl is a noun in this sentence, and we are getting the quality of a noun, so it becomes our adjective. Hope you have understood this. And let's come to the last one, adverbial clause, or we can call it adverb clause. So basically, as we have understood in our last two clauses, noun clause defines noun, adjective clause defines adjective. So adverbial clause defines adverb. Very good. It modifies verb, or adjective or adverb sometime. So for example, when you see, it has a group of words as well, it has a subject and verb also. If you will see the example, they rested when the evening came. They rested. Verb is rested. When the evening came. When they rested. When evening came. So evening becomes our subject in this sentence, and verb becomes our came. So this is how you are getting more information about rested, and rested is our verb. So it becomes our adverb for this sentence. I will give you a map so that you can find a way. What you will give me? That I will get a map. I will get a map so that I can find a way. This is the information again about your verb. So it becomes our adverbial clause. So hope students you have understood the concept of clauses, and the rest of the information we will go through with your book. If still there are any doubts, we will discuss in your Google Meet class. So finally you have understood that dependent clauses are divided into three parts: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverbial clause. The more information we will discuss in your class. Thank you so much, class.